So I'll be explaining Python programming. Let me share what we would be covering today in Python programming. So first, let us see what is a programming language. Programming language is a language where you write programs, where you are writing a code, source code. Okay. So it is few lines of code, which is a little bit of maths and a lot of IT concepts, okay, computer language concepts. And when you write a code, whether it is 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 10 line, 100 lines code, what we do is we check the code, whether the code is having any errors. That is called as debugging. So debugging means you're going through the code, you're checking whether the code has any errors. Then it will tell you in this line you're doing this mistake, this line. Then you go and try to correct it. Again, you run the code. Again, you check it is resolved or not. Once it is resolved, one by one, you remove all the errors. So debugging is to find out the errors and to resolve, to remove all the errors. Once the errors all are removed, then what you do is you run and test the code, whether the program you have written is giving expected output. What was your expectation in writing the code? Let's say you are writing the code to find the greater of two numbers. Then you check whether the output is correct. That means your program, what you have written is the logic of your program also you need to check based on the output. Okay. Now, in the programming language, there are two types of debugging modes. One is interpreter and compiler. So interpreter, what it does is it will check your code. It will check your code line by line. If in one line you have written any error, it will not go to the next line unless and until you first resolve that code. Compiler will check all the errors at once at the end. After you've written the whole program, you can compile it at once. So then it will go to the whole program, it will check the errors and it will tell you which line is having what error. Okay. So did you understand this? Programming language is you have a code block, you have few lines of program where you write coding, and then to check the errors, it is called debugging. And then you run the program and test whether the program is giving you the expected output. And when you are debugging, either your app can be an interpreter or a compiler. Interpreter checks the errors line by line, and compiler push. Compiler checks the program all at one time. Fine? Is this clear? Now, let's come to what is a programming language. What does it do? So in IT, there are three main layers if you are doing a project. Let's say you are building an e-commerce website like Amazon, Flipkart. So what you need a look and feel. You need a website where user can see, he can log in, then he can see what are the items, he can see the prices, then he can add, then he can select what he wants. So there is this user interface, we call it as, okay, user interface, which is the look and feel of your project. So who is going to do this? The designers. There are many designing tools where the designers create a very nice look and feel. So like HTML, CSS, and nowadays so many JavaScript for validations. And then so many apps are there we can drag and drop and just create a very beautiful user interface where the user interacts with your online company, with your e-commerce website. Now this is just the design. This is only the look and feel. This still doesn't have life. It looks beautiful, but when you click something, something should happen. When you click this, it has to log me in. When you click this, it has to add the products to the cart. All this are done with the programming language. That means your website gets live through the programming language. What does a programming language do? Basically, it is like a middle tier, which connects the front end with the back end. So your backend will be your database server. Okay. Database server can be SQL server. It can be Oracle, DB2, Cloud. These are the backend servers which is storing the information, which is storing the data. So when you click add to cart, it will go and add all the products into your ID, into your account. Now, sending the information from the front end to the back end is done by your programming language. Okay. So that is the reason you see whoever is developer, they have higher salaries because it is the it is a tough job of a developer. It is like the heart of your project. They are doing actually the main task of the project. All this user interface designers, backend developers, testing team, reporting team, they are all the legs which are supporting your project. But the main heart of your project is the development team, which actually develops the whole product. So that's what a programming language does. Let's say, for example, you have logged in, login. You enter your user ID, password, and then you click a button, login. When you click a login button, what the programming language does, it takes the data, user ID, password, to the backend. Then it will go and check whether this user ID and password, is it there? Is it unique? Everything is correct. Then it will get the response back to the front end and it will forward this page to the shopping page. And then you'll get the list of products. So like this, it makes the page interactive. It's interacting, it's carrying that from front end to back end, doing the validations, then getting the right information from back end to front end. Then it does many calculations, like calculating the total cost, sending your amount, connecting it to the payment gateways. There's so many tasks a programming language does. Okay. So that's about the programming language. Some famous programming languages are Python, Java, C#.NET. You see, for C and C++, where the basic programming languages which we had to know before learning advanced programming languages like Java, C#.NET. Right now, Python is actually a very simple programming language where you can learn fundamentals, a base of any programming language. So that's what Python has become very famous now, even in schools, colleges. Python is being taught, right? So in the next video, we will start Python, understanding the fundamentals of Python, and then diving deep into the programming language. Okay. Happy learning.